Let's talk a little more about reuse. We saw earlier that we were able to move the getYearHalf method to the date type and the getCustomerDescription to the customer type. Now let's talk about the color expression. Over here we see that we have a color expression based on shipVia. Now this is a rule again that doesn't necessarily apply to this screen only, it might also apply to any other screen in the application. And I would like to move that rule to where it would make sense. In this case, I think that the best place to put it would be in the orders entity. Okay, because the color of an order in a grid or in a report belongs, in my opinion, to the order itself. Let's see how we do that. We'll switch over to the code, and now we have here this expression. Okay, this method was generated by Visual Studio, and this expression is what we wrote. I want to extract it, okay, and move it to the orders entity itself. So let's do that. I'll go ahead and ask Visual Studio to refactor and extract a method out of it. We will call that method get set order color. Okay, we see that it created a very simple method for me. Okay, now let's take this away and move it to the orders entity. In our Solution Explorer, we'll go to the models namespace. We'll choose the orders entity. We can see here that we have the orders class, which describes the orders table in the database. We see all the columns over here. We can see the name in the database and everything else. And now we'd like to move that method from the view over here. So we'll split screens again. Okay, and we'll take the method from our view to the orders entity. Okay, now we'll let Visual Studio find itself around. Okay, and next, instead of saying _controller.orders, because we are currently in the orders class, we can just say orders. Okay, or sorry, we can just say this. Okay, last thing we'll have to do is mark it as public and use it in our code. _controller.orders.setOrderColor. So now the color expression exists in the orders entity, and we can reuse it in any screen that we write. Let's run this. Okay, so we get the same behavior, but with much less specific code. The code is now in the orders entity, and we can reuse it in any screens that we write. And better than that, if we ever need to change it or make it more complicated or smarter, we only need to change it in one place, and it will affect everywhere in the applications that it is used in.